Assalamu alaikum. This video is on the solution of a question that was asked by ICAP in the attempt of autumn 2019 in the paper of Financial Accounting and Reporting Part 2. This question is on the topic of IFRS 9, and this question was quite simple and quite introductory question of the standard of IFRS 9. So first we will go through requirements that what the examiner has asked. So prepare journal entries for the year ended June 30, 2019 if the investment in debentures is subsequently measured at amortized cost of fair value through profit or loss. So while after reading the requirement, we can conclude that in the question examiner has asked about a financial asset, and the financial asset is a debenture. So on 1 July 2018, Gypsum Limited purchased 5,000 debentures issued by Iron Limited at par value of Rs 100 each. The transaction cost associated with the acquisition of the debentures was Rs 24,000. The coupon interest rate is 11% per annum payable annually on June 30. On 1 July 2018, the effective interest rate was worked out at 9.5% per annum, whereas the market interest rate on similar debentures was 11% per annum, and the market value on June 30, 2019 of that debenture was Rs 96 each. So first we will move to the part A, requirement part A, amortized cost. So first I make a table here. Face value, is 5,000 debentures and a par value of 100 each. 5,000 into 100, 500,000, and there is a transaction cost of 24,000. 524,000 is the total cost of the investment. So the coupon rate, IRR, and market rate 11, 9.5 and 11, 9.5 and 11. So if we move on the requirement A, 2018 July 1, investment debit at amortized cost with the amount of 524,000, bank credit with the same amount, 524,000. So this is a simple transaction while recording a financial asset. Then moving toward on the date of June 30, 2019, June 30. We will book our interest income on the basis of IRR. It's your own it depends on you that whether you record a whole transaction of receiving cash and booking interest income in a one transaction, or by recording it in two different transactions. Here I am recording it in two different transactions by debiting my investment account and crediting my P&L by interest income. The amount will be 500,000 face value into my IRR. IRR and coupon rate are different because a transaction cost is associated in the financial asset value, which makes IRR and CR different. So we will book our interest income from the rate of IRR, and we will receive our cash on the basis of 11%, that is coupon rate. So I will write here bank debit and my investment account credit. Amount will be 500,000 into 11%, and I have made a mistake that here the amount will be 524,000. The amount will be 524,000 because you will record transaction cost in the method of amortized cost with the financial asset. In P&L, you in the method which you carry of financial asset through fair value through profit and loss, you have to expense out transaction cost. But in the model of amortized cost, you will have to charge your amortized cost, your transaction cost in the investment, and you will have a benefit of this that you will expense out this whole cost in the period of the whole investment. So I come here, investment at fair value P&L. Here will be another entry, and the amount that we will record financial asset on will be 500,000, and another entry that will be of transaction cost that will be expensed out, and the P&L will be debited. Transaction cost in our bank will be credited with the amount of 24,000. Then will be the same entries, but the difference will be that you will not recognize your income at the basis of IRR. You will instead you will record directly by debiting your bank with the amount of coupon rate, and the same amount will be for interest income. In the model of amortized cost and fair value through other comprehensive income, we use IRR, but in fair value through P&L we use coupon rate for booking our income. Then there will be a fair value adjustment. So here we see that what will be our fair value. There are 5,000 debentures, then one is of 96. 5,000 into 96, 480,000. That means that we have a decrease in the fair value of our financial asset, which makes our P&L hit in the fair value adjustment. We will record a loss of fair value by the amount of 20,000, and here the questions end. B is starting from here. So this was a simple question. The simple marks were 6 marks here, and student can easily grab these 6 marks. Hope you have been cleared with the concept. If you haven't before this, make sure to subscribe the channel and share it in your circle.